Alright guys, so 10 pros and cons of living in Nairobi, Kenya as a Black American. Now, I know some of you guys have been seeing YouTube videos, and you may actually have been watching some of my YouTube videos, and just me showcasing how amazing Nairobi and Mombasa and just Nakuru, all these places in Kenya are. So I'm just going to be bringing this video to you guys to actually showcase the good and to showcase the bad. This one, I think I'm going to start out with the cons. Okay, so con number one is the food. Now, I know some of you guys have seen my Kenya Exposed video, and a lot of Kenyans were coming at me for talking about the food and stuff, but I have to admit, this will be my third time here in Kenya, and my opinion has not changed yet. I still need more seasoning, I still need more spices, and I still need more variety, right?
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Now, of course, the traditional foods, I love the palaus, I love ugali, chapati, I love all that stuff. That stuff is amazing. But me personally, I just add my own little spices to it just to, make it to my liking. Now, moving on to con number two. All right, so con number two, now this has happened to me literally every single state, and that is power outages. I'm talking about you can't get away from it. I don't care if you're in the luxury side of town or you're in the worst part of town, you're going to experience power outages for literally hours on end or days on end, just depending on, what situation it is.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Now, some of you guys from the West may not actually be accustomed to, power outages for 2-3 days, and you got to take cold showers and all that type of stuff. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, it's definitely worth it because just the overall atmosphere of Kenya is just unmatched. You know what I'm saying? And coming in at number three, we have the American tax. Yes, the American tax is a real thing. Yeah, you're Black, but you're not Kenyan Black, right? So that doesn't matter if you're in Kenya, that doesn't matter if you're in Nigeria, that doesn't matter if you're in Tanzania, that doesn't matter if you're in Ethiopia, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are on the continent, you're gonna get taxed simply because you're not exactly, from this region or from this country. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna get charged a little bit extra for certain things that may not actually, need to be costing that much. For instance, say you go to the mall and it's somebody selling roses outside. That happens a lot at Sarit Center, Westgate Mall, stuff like that here in Nairobi, Kenya. And they might charge a local maybe 200 to 500 shillings, but for you, you're gonna get charged anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Just depending on how green they think you are. So always stay with somebody or go with somebody that's familiar with the language in order to make sure that you don't get taxed as much. All right, so coming in at number four, we have scams. Yep, scams. You're definitely gonna get scammed or attempted to get scammed at some point during one of your stays. Now, scams come in all shapes, sizes, colors. You know what I'm saying? You can get scammed by a Chinese person out here. You can get scammed by white people out here. You can get scammed by, the native people. It doesn't matter. You can just get scammed.
Oh!
Surprise, motherfucker.
So basically, the best way to avoid scams is just stick to your senses. You know when something just seems fishy, and you know when something isn't right. So with that being said, if somebody's coming up to you, oh, come with us, we'll do this for this much, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you get it done, now all of a sudden it's upcharged. Oh, I thought it was 500. No, it was 5,000 the whole time. I said 5,000 from the beginning, and then they hold you, hostage or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. Scams is coming in at number four. Now, number five, we have corruption. Now, I'm going to tread lightly on this one because I don't want any backlash. I don't want any, anything, especially since I'm in a country that I'm not, from. I'm not going to talk too much on it, but corruption in Africa, we all know there's corruption in Africa. There's corruption in America. There's corruption everywhere in the world. No matter wherever the money flows, the corruption goes. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, corruption is a big thing out here. You can see a lot of politicians, a lot of people out here with these luxury lifestyles, and then you have people living in slums and stuff like that. Corruption. It's all for self, basically. That's the best way I can put it. Everything is for self, and yeah, it's sad, but it's true. So I'm gonna touch lightly on that one. So coming in at number 6, we have the language barrier. So here in Nairobi, here in Mombasa, here in Kenya, period, their official language is Swahili. So, you know, sasa, poa, all that good stuff, you know, like I would say do your due diligence before you come out here. Just know like simple greetings, mambo, all that stuff, asante, you know, all that type of stuff, right? So, yeah, learn a few greetings, a few, you know what I'm saying, thank yous, words of that sort. But they also speak English. So that's a good thing, and that's one of the pros, but I'm gonna get to that here in a second. All right, so coming in at number 7, we have fitting in. Now, this one is a case-by-case basis. So some people may actually be able to, you know what I'm saying, fit in easily. Some people might be a little bit more, you know, difficult to fit in simply because your type of personality. Now me, it was easy for me to fit in because I have more of an outgoing personality. I'm always down to meet new people, always down to, you know what I'm saying, hang out and experience new things. So, you know, for me, it wasn't as bad. Or for somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's more introverted or someone who doesn't get out as much, they might find it more difficult to find, you know, their crowd of people or, you know, to kind of actually get, you know, acclimated into the swing of things. You get me? So, yeah, that's coming in at number 7. Number 7 would definitely be fitting in. All right, so coming in at number 8, we have air conditioning. Air conditioning. Yes, air conditioning can be a huge issue out here in Kenya, especially in Mombasa. Mombasa, it is the worst because it gets to like 90 degrees and you might just have a ceiling fan or like a little portable fan and that's it. They don't have like, a lot of places don't have built-in air conditioning units. So you're kind of, you know, shit out of luck when it comes to that. Especially on the coast. Now in Nairobi, it's actually a little bit more a milder climate, so it's actually, you know, cooler during the nighttime and a little bit, you know, hot during the day, but it's still bearable. But air conditioning in Mombasa, yo, hey, that's something else. That's all I'm gonna say. That's something else. Coming in at number 9 on the cons of living in Kenya, and that's thieves. Man, thieves are running rapid. Now, I'm not saying everybody's a thief. I'm not saying nothing like that. But even Kenyans will tell you to watch your phone, protect your phone, stuff like that. Really petty crimes. A lot of petty crimes, you know, phone snatchings and stuff like that, pickpockets, all that type of stuff is very, very, very active out here in Kenya. So I would say if you're coming out here for vacation or anything, then make sure you have, you know, pockets that zip, or to have like something that, like me personally, I usually wear like a neck collar where it's like kind of like a little portable. I can have my cards, I can have, you know, my phone, all that type of stuff built into it. So, you know, that's what I personally do. Now, coming in for number 10, and this is the final con before we move to the pros of living in Kenya. Number 10 to just be, it's crowded, yo. It is crowded here in Kenya. There is people everywhere. This is basically like the city that doesn't sleep. Like, I know they say New York is the city that doesn't sleep, but Nairobi, Kenya is the city that doesn't sleep. Literally, 3 a.m. there will be hundreds of people on the street. 4 a.m. hundreds of people on the street. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. There will always be people just everywhere. I bullshit you not. But yeah, I wouldn't say that's necessarily the worst thing. Like crowded, like it's just going to show, you know, that people are actually out living their lives, stuff like that. So it's just, but some people don't like, you know, all the extra people. And then on top of that, when it comes to like the thieves, you know, big crowds, stuff like that, you just never know what can happen, right? All right, y'all. So I appreciate you guys for watching all the way to the end. It's your man, Sham. Thank you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also follow me on Instagram at shamgoesglobal_. Got a lot of dope stuff over there. So make sure y'all check that out as well. Discord and Patreon will be linked below. I almost forgot. I'm going to see y'all on one of these.